What is up, kids? I hope you're all doing well. Today we are checking out a boost pedal by Komet Amplification. It's called the Mirasol. They didn't send a manual with it, but I think I've got it figured out. Me no know, me no build. But it's a boost pedal. Obviously, I can see a boost control there. That's going to send more input or gain to the front end of your amplifier. And this heat control is basically, from what I can tell, a treble booster style control. Now, I don't tend to gravitate so much to boost pedals that only have one control. As simple as they are, what happens is when especially if it's a full range boost, when I really want to crank boost into the front end of like a slightly broken or even overdriven amplifier, sometimes there's just too much low end. It's like I want to be able to start either backing that off, or I want to be able to add more kind of mid harmonic content or even treble content to the tone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys hear it through this Komet Silver Cloud while I still have it here. This is not my amplifier. But after we hear it through that, then I'm going to switch through several of my personal amplifiers so you can hear how it sounds with a 6V6 driven amp, EL34 driven amp, EL84 driven amp, 5881 style amplifier, and in this case this is a KT88 amp. I'll just kind of bounce through. Right now, obviously you're hearing the Komet, the Silver Cloud. And oh, by the way, I'm using my Bogner. It's in a separate room, 2x12 cabinet. It's loaded with Celestion V30s, and I'm using my Royer R12157 mic combo. So you can hear the amp isn't super broke up. If I hit it with a back humbucker, it will break up. And that actually sounds really great, but let's go ahead and add the Mirasol to it. So you can hear that's adding gain, it's boosting to the front end. That sounds great. As I start cranking more boost, still sounds good, but that's where I'm starting to feel like I don't have quite as much control over it. Still sounds killer, but and I haven't spent a ton of time with this pedal, but what I'm inclined to do is add the heat control now, because not only does it add treble or treble boost, it also adds some gain. So it allows me to back the boost off a little bit and get a little bit more focused gain or push to the amp. So here's off, on. Now that you have an idea of how this pedal works, let me switch to my Friedman BE100 Deluxe. I'm going to have it on the Plexi channel. And this is an EL34 amplifier. So here's just the amp. Very Marshall kind of Plexi thing. And let's hit it with the Mirasol. Okay, that sounds cool. Let's try it with my Badger 35. Now that is an EL84 driven amplifier, so it's kind of a Vox back end. I would say it's more of a Marshall front end. It's not super Voxy, but this will give you an idea. So here's just the amp. You know, I'm gonna have to bump up at least 5 dB. We just went from a 100 watt amp to a 35 watt amp. That's better. And let's add the boost to that. How it hits that amp. It definitely sounds cool with a EL84 amplifier. Let me switch to something completely different. I'm going to switch to my Cerbella. That is a 5881 amp, and it's my clean, this is my pedal platform amp that I use all the time. So it's super clean, and let me hit that with boost. Sounds good with that amp. Let me switch from that one, which is really clean. Now this is kind of a Bandmaster style amp. The next amp is my Blues Plate. Blues Plate? My Red Plate. Blue Plate's a special. It's my Red Plate Blues Machine amp. And it's more of like a tweed. Actually, I think I have it set up as like a brown face. That ain't it. There we go. So, the Red Plate breaks up a little bit. Let's hit it with the boost. That was awful playing. So bad. Okay, cool. What about a 6v6 amp? Now I'm going to switch to my Rev. It's the Generator 740, and I've got it set to a sound that I always use it for, which is the green channel, which is already kind of a crunch channel. Now it's a 6v6 amp, so it has a different feel. Okay, so there's just the amp. It obviously is already broken up. Let's add the Mirasol to it. Now it does sound great with this amp. The one thing I did notice is I immediately wanted to turn the boost down and turn this heat control up because I felt like it was adding too much low end. Yeah, it was getting a little too soft and in the low end, but it does, you know, it's what do you want? Like for me, the first thing I start doing, as glorious as having this huge pillowy low end is I have to turn it off or down because it won't fit in a mix anymore. So I'm inclined to go ahead and turn that boost down. Let's turn the heat up. And that sounds great. It still sounds full, but it's going to cut in the mix. So that is the Komet Amplification Mirasol Boost Pedal. And as always, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit that subscribe button, please. Hit the likes, ring the bell, all that stuff, if you would, because it's what allows me to keep doing this. So thanks very much, and we will see you next time.